All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Sabbath. I'm Lee. Going to continue our study of the book of Psalms today. We ended on chapter 33 last time. I've got some Dead Sea Scrolls fragments pulled up here, translations. The Brenton Septuagint is the Greek translation of the Old Testament. It preserves some of the earlier readings. It was translated out of an older Hebrew than what we have in the King James Version, which is the Masoretic. This is translated out of 900 to 1000 AD manuscripts. The Septuagint's way earlier than that. Septuagint's not perfect, but it preserves some good readings. But I do have the King James Version opened up for reference. I also got the Thompson Septuagint. It preserves readings that the Brenton Septuagint does not. Samaritan Pentateuch, the five books of Moses, if we need that. I've got that pulled up. And Blue Letter Bible for searching words, phrases, general reference. So, that being said, Psalms 34. And this is a study and translation comparison. Just studying the word. I don't claim to have everything right. So if I got something wrong, forgive me. It's not my intention, but praise Yahuwah if I got something right, because without him, we can't get anything right. Pull up a couple of scriptures before I start the reading. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Acts 17:11. These were more noble than those of Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. So they even checked Paul to see if what he was saying was true. So do that. Check behind me. And if you see anything, feel free to bring it to my attention. That way I can learn as well. Okay. So Psalm 34 by David, when he pretended to be insane before Abimelech, who drove him away, and he departed. I will bless Yahuwah at all times. Yahuwah is his name. They removed it. They tell you in the translations they removed it. It's replacement name. The ineffable name doctrine comes from the Jews. It's not biblical. You see in the Dead Sea Scrolls, his name's all over them. So, I will bless Yahuwah at all times. His praise shall be continually in my mouth. My soul shall boast herself in Yahuwah. And also, you'll see a lot of people use Yahweh, but the W in ancient times would have been a U or U. So, a Yahweh is a more modern, when they changed the U to W. W. That's where the W came from the U. So Yahuwah is what I understand his name to be. Let the meek hear and rejoice. Magnify you, Yahuwah, with me, and let us exalt his name together. See, how can you exalt his name if we're not even using it? We're using Lord or God, titles, replacement names. Not even names, just titles. Let the meek hear. And just to be clear, I believe in faith in Messiah Yahushua. He died for our sins, so that we could come back into covenant and keep Yahuwah's commandments. The only commandments that are changed or messed with is when Messiah was walking the earth and he was tweaking the law. He never said the law was done away with. He made changes, you'll see all through the New Testament. He tweaked it. He brought the fullness of the law. And he was prophesied to do that in Isaiah. But Matthew 5:5, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Let the meek hear and rejoice. Magnify Yahuwah with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahuwah diligently, and he hearkened to me, and delivered me from all my sojournings. Draw near to him, and be enlightened, and your faces shall not by any means be ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahuwah hearkened to him, and delivered him out of all his afflictions. The messenger of Yahuwah will encamp round about them that fear him, and will deliver them. That's what angel means, messenger. That's from the Greek, angel. That's a pagan title. Taste and see that Yahuwah is good. Blessed is the man who hopes in him. Fear Yahuwah, all you his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The rich have become poor and hungry, but they that seek Yahuwah diligently shall not want any good thing. Pause. Come, you children, hear me. I will teach you the fear of Yahuwah. Excuse me. What man is there that desires life, loving to see good days? Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile. That's lies. Turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. So if you want to inherit life, there's some steps there. The eyes of Yahuwah are over the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayer. But the face of Yahuwah is against them that do evil, to destroy their memorial from the earth. And David spoke these words. Do you think this has changed at all? The righteous cried, and Yahuwah hearkened to them, and delivered them out of all their afflictions. Yahuwah is near to them that are of a contrite heart, and will save the lowly in spirit. Let's see. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but out of them all Yahuwah will deliver them. He keeps all their bones, not one of them shall be broken. All his bone, he protects all of his bones. And the Septuagint has their bones. What's going on here? Thompson Septuagint has their bones. The Masoretic King James Version has his bones. So that's where it's good that you got two witnesses against two, that it is his bones. So let's pull in a third. Let's break the tie. And I will put I will put a link for this. I don't know if I have a link in there. Drop a link here. Nope, I don't have a link to it. Oh, there we go. There we go. I dropped a link in the down below. So Psalms 1 through 41, and we're on 34. This is the Aramaic Targums. Useful, not perfect. 34. All right, let's zoom in so people can see it. Okay. Psalm 34. All right, so in the Aramaic Targums, many Yahuwah is near to the brokenhearted, and the lowly in spirit he will redeem. Many evils encounter the righteous man. From all of them Yahuwah delivers him. He protects all his limbs. Singular, not plural. Not one of them is broken. Broke the tie. the Septuagint got it wrong, it looks like. So let's see here. And that would make it a reference to Messiah. Let's see. Bone broken. There we go. John 19:36. Or let's start at 33. But when they came to Yahusha, Jesus' replacement name, and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. And he saw that it bare record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he saith true, that you might believe. The blood and the water beareth record. For these things were done that the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not be broken. He protects all of his bones. Not one of them is broken. Beautiful. Evil shall kill the wicked. Those who hate the righteous shall be condemned. Yahuwah will redeem the souls of his servants, and none of those that hope in him shall go wrong. Psalm 35. And you'll notice the Septuagint is one behind. And whoever did the scrolls and separated them into chapters could have matched them up with the KJV or the Masoretic. Who knows? Unless you can read those ancient languages. They didn't have chapters and verses in the Dead Sea Scrolls, obviously. Psalm 35. So, Psalm of David, judge thou, O Yahuwah, them that injure me, fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for my help. Bring forth a sword, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say to my soul, I am thy salvation. Let them that seek my soul be ashamed and confounded. Let them that devise evils against me be turned back and put to shame. Let them be as dust before the wind, and an angel or messenger of Yahuwah afflicting them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and an angel, messenger of Yahuwah persecuting them. For without cause they have hid for me their destructive snare. 13. Okay, so we got some more down here. Oops. So 4 is, let those who seek after my soul be disappointed and brought to dishonor. Let those who plot my ruin be turned back and confounded. Let their way be dark and slippery. Yahuwah's messenger pursuing them. So he's got his name in there. Let destruction come on him unawares. Let his net that he has hidden catch himself. Let him fall into that destruction. But my soul exalt in Yahuwah. It shall delight in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Yahuwah, who is like you, who delivers the poor from him who is too strong for him. Yes, the poor and the needy from him who robs him. Unjust witnesses arose and asked me of things I knew not. They reward me evil for good to the bereaving of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I afflicted my soul with fasting. My prayer returned into my own bosom. I behaved myself as though it had been my friend or my brother. I bowed down mourning as one who mourns his mother. You have heard, Matthew 5:43, you have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? And if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be you therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Looks like that's what David's doing right here. They rewarded me evil for good, bereavement of my soul. Hold on, where we at? Yeah, 14. I behaved myself as though it had been my friend or my brother. I bowed down mourning as one who mourns his mother. But in my adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. The attackers gathered themselves together against me, and I didn't know it. They tore at me and didn't cease, like the profane mockers in feasts. They gnashed their teeth at me. Where is that at? Let's see here. I think Paul talks about it. First Corinthians 11:22. What, have you not houses to eat and to drink in, or despise you the church of Yahuwah, and shame them that have not? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. No, go back a couple of verses. 19. For there must also be heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. When you come together therefore into one place, this is not to eat Yahuwah's supper, the Passover. For in eating everyone taketh before the other his own supper, and one is hungry and another is drunken. Then he says that, for I have received of Yahuwah that which also I delivered unto you, that Master Yahusha, the same night in which he was betrayed, took bread, and when he gave thanks, so he took the Passover. When he gave thanks, he brake it and said, Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you, the unleavened bread. This do in remembrance of me. After the same manner also he took the cup which he had supped, saying, This cup is the testament of my blood. This do you as oft as you drink it in remembrance of me. 1 Corinthians 11. Let's go here. It is... Here we go. Chapter view, 1 Corinthians 11. Nope, hadn't been translated yet. You see it says, this the cup of the New Testament, my blood. It's the blood of the Passover lamb. He's the Passover lamb. You see how they got New Testament here, though. If you go New Testament, Hebrews 9:15. These are early New Testament manuscripts. Hebrews. So you'll see certain ones. This is found in Egypt. Includes part of 1. That's found in Egypt. There's the manuscript. Hebrews 2, 3, 4. Go down to 9. Is it 9? There's 10. Nope. So All right, so you got this one here. Found in Egypt, Hebrews 9:15. Get down here to 15. For this reason, he is the mediator of a new covenant, since the death has occurred for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first covenant, that those who have been called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance. Let's see, where's it at here? There's one that's not translated. Yep. Hebrews 9. Yep, that's not it either. Where's it at? Mark 14:24. I know I found it in here somewhere. Mark 14. Not translated yet. Nope. Luke 22. Luke, let's change the book and chapter view. Luke 22. Okay. See, in this manuscript here, this red, this marked out, was not in the manuscript. So this is in our modern translations, but it's missing from the manuscript. Why is it missing? Luke 22:20. Let's see. Nope. I'm guessing it's Matthew 26 that we're going to find it in. Matthew 26. It says, for this the blood of the New Testament, right? Matthew 26:28. For this is my blood of the, what? New's not in the manuscript. What's up with that? This is the blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the remission of sins. So not the new covenant. This is the blood of the covenant. All right. And what did Moses say? Or what had happened at the mountain with Moses? Exodus 24:8. Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahuwah hath made with you concerning all these words. New Testament manuscript. Blood of the covenant. So like profane mockers in feasts, they gnashed their teeth at me. Yahuwah, how long will you look on? Rescue my soul from their destruction, my precious life from the lions. I will give you thanks in the great assembly. I will praise you among many people. See 19. Don't let those who are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let those who hate me without a cause wink their eyes. For they don't speak peace, but they devise deceitful words against those who are quiet in the land. 20. So 21. Yeah. And they opened wide their mouth upon me. They said, aha, aha, our eyes have seen it. Thou hast seen it, O Yahuwah, keep not silence. O Yahuwah, withdraw not thyself from me. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Thyself from me, awake, O Yahuwah, and attend to my judgment, even to my cause, my Elohim and my master. Judge me, O Yahuwah, according to thy righteousness, O Yahuwah, my Elohim. Let them not rejoice against me. Let them not say in their hearts, aha, aha, it is pleasing to our soul. Neither let them say, we have devoured him. Let them be disappointed and confounded together who rejoice in my calamity. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor who magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad who favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, Yahuwah be magnified, who has pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. My tongue shall meditate on thy righteousness and on thy praise all the day. his righteousness. Meditate on thy righteousness, Yahuwah's righteousness. Exodus 6:9. There we go. Or Deuteronomy 6:9. So Deuteronomy 6. All right. And thou shalt love Yahuwah thy Elohim with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. Same thing Messiah said, the greatest commandment. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. Thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. My tongue shall meditate on thy righteousness and on thy praise all the day. Psalm 36, for the chief musician, by David, the servant of Yahuwah. So David's a servant of Yahuwah. 36. Servant of Yahuwah, the transgressor, that he may sin, says within himself that there is no fear of Yahuwah before his eyes. For he flatters himself in his own eyes, too much to detect and hate his sin. He flatters himself in his own eyes, too much to detect and hate sin. Blinded. So stay humble, not proud. That's interesting. There's a difference there. Psalm 36. And neither of the translations preserve that. What's found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. KJV does not. Brenton Septuagint does not. And Thompson more than likely does not either. Targum. Rebellion said to the sinner within my heart, there is no fear of Yahuwah before his eyes. Nope. Targum does not preserve it either. Psalm 36. No fear of God's finding out and hating his iniquity. So no fear of God means pretty much the same thing, but this gives you the detail of why. For he flatters himself, proud in his own eyes, too much to detect and hate his sin. 3. For he has dealt craftily before him to discover his iniquity and hate it. He plots iniquity on his bed, lawlessness. He counsels himself in every way that is not good. He doesn't abhor evil. Your loving kindness, Yahuwah, is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mountains of Yahuwah. Your judgments are like a great deep. Yahuwah, you preserve man and animal. 7. Thy righteousness is the mountains of God. Thy judgment is great deep. How hast thou multiplied thy mercy, O Yahuwah, so the children of men shall trust in the shelter of thy wings. They shall be abundantly satisfied with the abundance of your house. You will make them drink of the river of your pleasures. For with thee is the fountain of life. In thy light we shall see light. Extend thy mercy to them that know thee, and thy righteousness to the upright in heart. There the workers of iniquity are fallen. They are thrust down and shall not be able to rise. Let not the foot of pride come against me. Let not the hand of the sinners move me. They are cast out. Lawlessness, they are cast out, shall not be able to stand. Psalm 37 by David. Don't fret because of evildoers, neither be envious against those who work unrighteousness, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither like the green herb. Trust in Yahuwah and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Also delight yourself in Yahuwah, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to Yahuwah. Trust also in him, and he will do this. Take a short break. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Forgot to mute the mic. Oops. All right. So that reminds me of James there. Delight yourself in Yahuwah, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So you got James chapter 1. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahuwah that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of Yahuwah. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of Yahuwah. You got I think it says consume lust. There we go, James 4:3. See, you ask and receive not because you ask amiss, that you may consume it upon your lusts. He will give you the desires of your heart. Delight yourself in Yahuwah, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when it lines up with him and his ways, when your desire of your heart is him and his ways, then he gives you the desires of your heart. So 5:36. Yep. Disclose thy way to Yahuwah, and hope in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. We're going to 18. Submit thyself to Yahuwah, and supplicate him. Fret not thyself because of him that prospers in his way, at the man that does unlawful deeds. The man who prospers does unlawful deeds. 36 here. Verse 7. As thou multiplyest thy trust and shelter thy wings. Next chapter. Fret not thyself. Yeah, next chapter, I think. 36, 37, Psalms, KJV. Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So, I mean, you see people read these translations, they say, wicked devices. Okay, that can mean anything. Wicked devices. Wickedness is wickedness, but see, fret not at the man who prospers in his way, at the man who committeth lawlessness, iniquity. But it says iniquity, it don't say lawlessness. The Brenton says the man that does unlawful deeds. Whose law? God's law. Yahuwah's law. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself so as to do evil, for evildoers shall be destroyed. But they that wait on Yahuwah, they shall inherit the land. And yet a little while, and the sinner shall not be, and thou shalt seek for his place, and shalt not find it. But the meek shall inherit the earth, saw that earlier, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. So we're not going to heaven, and the meek will inherit the earth. The sinner will watch for the righteous, and gnash his teeth upon him. But Yahuwah shall laugh at him, for he foresees that his day will come. Sinners have drawn their swords, they have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy one, and to slay the upright in heart. Let their sword enter into their own heart, and their bows be broken. A little is better to the righteous than abundant wealth of sinners, for the arms of sinners shall be broken, but Yahuwah supports the righteous. Yahuwah knows the days of the perfect, their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be disappointed in the time of evil. In the days of famine they shall be satisfied. What's he talking about? The time of evil. Is it a specific time or is it any time? I think he's talking about a specific time. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And you go to Revelation 3:10. And let's zoom in here. See a little better. The word, those have kept the word of my patience, logos in the Greek. It is a word, sayings of God, decree, mandate, or order of moral precepts given by God, Old Testament prophecy given by the prophets, doctrine, teaching, matter under discussion, things spoken of, affair, a matter in dispute, case, suit at law, deed, kept the word of his patience, kept his commandments. So we're on 19. For the sinners shall perish, and the enemies of Yahuwah at the moment of their being honored and exalted have utterly vanished like smoke. The sinner borrows and will not pay again, but the righteous has compassion and gives. For they that bless him shall inherit the earth, and they that curse him shall be utterly destroyed. Oh, that's interesting. Genesis 12:3, I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. That's for Abraham. Yep. steps of a man are rightly ordered by Yahuwah, and he will take pleasure in his way. When he falls, he shall not be ruined, for Yahuwah supports his hand. I was once young, indeed I am now old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed seeking bread. He is merciful and lends continually, and his seed shall be blessed. So that's the righteous there. Turn aside from evil and do good and dwell forever, for Yahuwah loves judgment and will not forsake his saints. Daniel 7:22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. And Revelation is 14. There you go. Revelation 14:12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahuwah and the faith of Yahusha. They shall be preserved forever. The blameless shall be avenged, but the seed of the ungodly shall be utterly destroyed, shall be avenged. It is, let's see. There's the smoke of her torment. Will we see the smoke just a minute ago? The blameless shall be avenged. Let's see, how long? Yep, so Revelation 6:10, and they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahuwah, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? The blameless shall be avenged, but the seed of the ungodly shall be utterly destroyed, but the righteous shall inherit the earth and dwell upon it forever. Tons of stuff in Psalms. Revelation 22:14, Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. What city? The saints will inherit the earth. Revelation 21:10, he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, and it refers to Jerusalem as great city again, descending out of heaven from Yahuwah. So the one on earth is also referred to as great city, Jerusalem, for anyone that's wondering about Mystery Babylon. But the righteous shall inherit the earth and dwell upon it forever. The mouth of the righteous will meditate wisdom, and his tongue will speak of judgment. The law of his God is in his heart, the law of Yahuwah, and his steps shall not slide. The sinner watches the righteous and seeks to slay him, but Yahuwah will not leave him in his hands, nor by any means condemn him when he is judged. Wait on Yahuwah, keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are destroyed, thou shalt see it. When the wicked are destroyed, thou shalt see it. Isaiah 66:22, For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith Yahuwah, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new month, beginning of the month, to another, it's not new moon, and from one Sabbath to another, Look, Sabbath is still in play at the end. Shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Yahuwah. They shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be abhorring unto all flesh. Mark 7. Oh, wow, I'm always stuffed up when I do a stream. Mark 7. Or Mark 9. Mark 9. Mark 9. Mark 9. Always get things flipped around. Mark 9. Yep, so 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having 2 hands to go into hell, Sheol, into the fire that shall never be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet to be cast into Sheol, into the fire that shall never be quenched, where the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of Yahuwah with 1 eye than having 2 eyes to be cast into Sheol, where the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. Where the worm doesn't die, and the fire is not quenched. Mark 9, nothing there. Yep. I saw the ungodly very highly exalting himself and lifting himself up like the cedars of Lebanon. Yet I passed by, and lo, he was not, and I sought him, but his place was not found. Maintain innocence and behold uprightness, for there is a remnant to the peaceable man. But the transgressors shall be utterly destroyed together. The remnants of the ungodly shall be utterly destroyed. But the salvation of the righteous is of Yahuwah, and he is their defender in the time of affliction. Time of affliction. Hour of temptation. Now, another interesting thing. Let's see here. We go to where's it at? The TCENT. Text critical translation. Yeah, Text Critical English New Testament. Where's it at? And we're looking at Revelation 3:10. Revelation. It takes a lot of different manuscripts. Kind of gives you because you have kept my command to persevere, I will keep you from the hour of trial. So it gives the hour of trial that is about to come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth. Hour of trial. Let's see, Thompson. Geneva. Oh, no. Let's see. It is Study Bible. Study Bible, Geneva. There we go. So the interesting thing on this website, you can go to some different translations. If I can get it to pull up. So here, Study Bible. is studybible.info. Okay, so is it going to work? Yep, online study Bible. So you can go here. All right, so it's got interlinear, different KJVs, Septuagints, Greek. Very useful. Syriac. If you can read any of these languages, that would be helpful. So let's go to, try not to use copyrighted works. So World English Bible is not copyrighted, so you use that. So you Revelation 3:10. Search. Well, maybe not. Because you kept my command to endure, I will also keep you from the hour of testing, which is to come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth. And you've got, where's the Geneva at? Geneva, there's Wycliffe, Tyndale, Coverdale, the Great Bible, Geneva Bible, Geneva, Revelation. Must have a lot of people using this website because it's kind of laggy. So, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, therefore I will deliver thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the Great Bible. Revelation 3:10. Kept the words of my patience, therefore I'll keep thee from the hour of temptation which will come upon all the world to tempt them that dwell upon the earth. And I wonder what let's see. Is it Winston? I think it's Winston. Yeah, the Winston translation. He used, I think, Codex Bezae and some old manuscripts when he did his. Revelation 3:10. Thou hast kept the word of my patience. I'll also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. About the same thing. So, and Yahuwah shall help them and deliver them. Psalm 36 or 37. And he shall rescue them from sinners and save them because they have hoped in him. Psalm 38. Yahuwah, don't rebuke me in your wrath, neither chasten me in your hot displeasure. It's kind of spotty. For thy weapons are fixed in me, and thou hast pressed thy hand heavily upon me. There is no soundness in my flesh because of your indignation, neither is there any health in my bones because of my sin. For my transgressions have gone over mine head, they have pressed heavily upon me like a weighty burden. My wounds are loathsome and corrupt because of my foolishness. My bruises have become noisome and corrupt because of my foolishness. I have been wretched and bowed down continually. I went with a mourning countenance all the day. For my waist is filled with burning, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am faint and severely bruised. I have groaned by reason of the anguish of my heart. Yahuwah, all my desire is before you. My groaning is not hidden from you. My heart is troubled, my strength has failed me, and the light of mine eyes is not with me. And modern versions, my lovers and my friends stand aloof from my plague. That is not in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Not in there. Brent Septuagint's got it. It's not in there. Let's see, 30. Yep, 38. Change over. KJV. Yep, my lovers and my friends. It's got it in there. And Thompson, my friends and my neighbors. Yep. Incorrect. It says, I have become a plague before my friends and my companions. My kinsmen stand far away. So 12. They kind of moved it around. Maybe they switched it. So 12. While they pressed hard upon me that sought my soul, and they that sought my hurt spoke vanities and devised deceits all the day. But I as a deaf man don't hear. I am as a mute man who doesn't open his mouth. No man. And I was as a man that hears not, and who has no reproofs in his mouth. For in you, Yahuwah, do I hope. You will answer me, Yahuwah, because you are my Elohim. For I said, don't let them gloat over me or exalt themselves over me when my foot slips. For I am ready to fall. My pain is continually before me. For I will declare mine iniquity, lawlessness. I will be sorry for my sins. Name one, 1 John 3:4. Even the New Testament gives you the definition of sin, and it lines up. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. And for all the Paul followers, a lot of people will read Paul and they'll ignore everything else. So this is for you. Romans 3:20, therefore by the deeds of the law there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. That is breaking the law. The deeds of the law, like sinning, breaking the law. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. Right? So the law tells you what sin is. Exactly what John said. The law tells you what sin is. The law, for I will declare my lawlessness, I will be sorry for my sin. The law tells us what sin is. But mine enemies are without reason and many. Those who hate me by deceiving me are numerous. They who also render evil for good, plunder me instead of doing a good deed. Don't forsake me, my Elohim, don't be far from me. Hurry to me to help me, Yahuwah, my salvation. So 38 here. Let's go ahead and switch this over. Switch everything over. All right. Psalm 39. For the end, a song of David to Editham. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I set a guard on my mouth while the sinner stood in my presence. James also. James 3. Let's see. Yeah, let's just do James 3. My brethren, be not as many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth, and the tongue is a fire, a world of lawlessness, iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of Sheol. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we Yahuwah, even the Father, and therewith we curse we men, which are made after the similitude of Yahuwah. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth the fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either of vine figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is the wise man and endued with knowledge among you? So guess what? Stop preaching against knowledge, because there are gifts that are given from above, and knowledge is one of them. Let him show out of a good behavior his works with meekness of wisdom, or good conversation and behavior. But if you have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth. The truth is the law. Psalm 119, 142, Psalm 119, 152. His commandments are truth, his law is truth. Isaiah 8:20, if they speak not according to the law, there's no light in them. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envy and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, then gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. I tell you, I struggle with this. So pray for me. Romans 12:14, bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. Bless. Bless, let our words be good. Set a guard on my mouth while the sinner stood in my presence. I was dumb and humbled myself and kept silence from good words. And my grief was renewed. My heart grew hot within me, and a fire would kindle in my meditation. I spoke with my tongue. O Yahuwah, make me to know mine end and the number of my days, what it is, that I may know what I lack. Behold, thou hast made my days old, or long, and my existence, and that right there, the Alex, A-L-E-X, that's Alexandrian manuscript. That's where they're getting that out. Old, and my existence is as nothing before thee. Nay, every man living is altogether vanity. Pause, 100%. Surely man walks in a shadow. Nay, he is disquieted in vain. He lays up treasures and knows not for whom he shall gather them. And now what is my expectation? Is it not Yahuwah? And my ground of hope is with thee. Pause. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Even David had transgressions. Thou hast made me a reproach to the foolish. I was dumb and opened not my mouth, for thou art he that made me. Remove thy scourges from me. I have fainted by reason of the strength of thine hand. And this right here can't be talking about Messiah, because he was sinless. He's the sinless lamb. So let's see, 12. Hear my prayer, Yahuwah, and give ear to my cry. Don't be silent at my tears, for I am a stranger with you, a foreigner, as all my fathers were. Oh, spare me that I may recover strength before I go away and exist no more. And that's interesting. He says, I am a stranger and a foreigner, as all my fathers were. Exist no more. Yep, 39. Move on over. 40. Psalms 40. 1 hour in. Happy Sabbath, Josh. Psalm 51:6. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Awesome. All right, I think I'm going to do this last one and then finish it up. Psalms 40 for the chief musician, a psalm by David. I waited patiently for Yahuwah. He turned to me and heard my cry. And he brought me up out of a pit of misery and from miry clay, and he set my feet on a rock and ordered my goings right. Oh, that's interesting. Miry clay. Miry clay. Yep, miry clay. Out of a horrible pit and out of miry clay. The statue in Daniel 2. Yep, Daniel 2 is prophecy. Some will say that the Daniel 2 is not prophecy. This is prophecy of the kingdoms. Third kingdom, fourth kingdom. These are the ones that rise. The fourth kingdom is Rome, known for its iron. So you can go through all Daniel chapter 2. It's prophesying of the kingdoms that rule over the earth. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of feet were part of iron, Rome, part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. What do we don't mix with the world? His people. We're supposed to be set apart. We don't mix with Rome. And in the days of these kings shall the Elohim of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That hasn't happened yet. Still prophecy. He brought me up out of the pit of misery and from miry clay, and he set my feet on a rock. A rock. Messiah. Not only does the Old Testament give us definitions, but the New Testament gives us definitions as well. 1 Corinthians 10:4, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ, Messiah. And ordered my goings aright, and he put a new song into my mouth, even a hymn of our Elohim. New song. Revelation 14:3, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Redeemed. Look up the definition of redeem. They're living at the end. Let's see, where's it at? Oop, wrong way. I'll put it in KJV. Redeem, to recover ownership of by paying a specified sum, to pay off, to turn in and receive something in exchange. It is, let's see, to buy back, to free from what distresses or harms, to free from captivity. Israelites sent to captivity, second Exodus, freed from captivity. To extricate from or help to overcome something, to release from blame or debt, the year of release, the Jubilee, restoration, debts forgiven, free the captives. Isaiah, Messiah talked about it. To free from a lien by payment of sum, to remove the obligation of by payment, to atone for, redeem. Redeemed, the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Even a hymn to our Elohim. Many shall see it and fear, and shall hope in Yahuwah, Blessed is the man whose hope is the name of Yahuwah, and who has not regarded vanities and false frenzies. O Yahuwah, let's see here. Yeah. Who has not regarded vanities. Go to Jeremiah 16. O Yahuwah, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles, day of affliction, hour of trial, time of the end, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit, Christmas trees, Easter bunnies, Sunday church, vanities and false frenzies. Blessed is the man whose hope is in the name of Yahuwah, who has not regarded vanities and false frenzies, not followed the ways of the world. O Yahuwah, my Elohim, thou hast multiplied thy wonderful works, and in thy thoughts there is none who shall be likened to thee. I declared and spoke of them, they exceeded number. Sacrifice and offering thou wouldst not, but a body hast thou prepared me. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a body that's prepared for me, and that's missing from the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yeah. Whole burnt offering and sacrifice for sin thou didst not require. Then I said, behold, I come. In the volume of the book it is written concerning me. I desired to do thy will, O my Elohim, and thy law in the midst of mine heart. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I will not refrain my lips, O Yahuwah. Thou knowest my righteousness. I have not hid thy truth within my heart. His law. I have declared thy salvation. I have not hid thy mercy and thy truth from the great congregation. But thou, Yahuwah, remove not thy compassion far from me. Thy mercy and thy truth have helped me continually. For innumerable evils have encompassed me. My transgressions have taken hold of me, and I could not see. They are multiplied more than the hairs of my head, and my heart has failed me. Be pleased, O Yahuwah, to deliver me. O Yahuwah, draw nigh to help me. Let those that seek my soul to destroy it be ashamed and confounded together. Let those that wish me evil be turned backward and put to shame. Let those that say to me, Aha, aha, quickly receive shame for their reward. Let all those that seek thee, O Yahuwah, exalt and rejoice in thee, and let them that love thy salvation say continually, Yahuwah be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Yahuwah will take care of me. Thou art my helper and my defender. O my Elohim, delay not. Delay not. The body thou hast prepared me. Hebrews 10:5. Wherefore when he cometh into the world, he saith, Sacrifice and offering thou wouldst not, but a body hast thou prepared me. In burnt offerings and sacrifice for sin thou hast had no pleasure. Then said I, Lo, I come, and the volume of the book is written of me, to do thy will, O Yahuwah. Above when he said, Sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offering for sin thou wouldst not, neither had pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. See. So he was talking about the blood of bulls and goats, the sacrifices to take away sins. By the law, then said he, Lo, I will come to do thy will, O Yahuwah. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second. The first what? The sacrifices. And by the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahushua Messiah once for all. And every priest standeth daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of Yahuwah, from henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. Psalm 2, that's going to be fulfilled. For by one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified. Wherefore of the Holy Spirit also is a witness to us, for after that he had said before, This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith Yahuwah. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more. Now where the remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Messiah did it once, don't have to do it again. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yahusha, by a new and living way, that's the new way, which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh, and having an high priest over the house of Yahuwah, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. Whose works? His commandments, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much more as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, his law, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment suppose you shall be thought worthy? Listen up, church, who hath trodden underfoot the Son of Yahuwah, and hath counted the blood of the covenant, Messiah, wherewith he was sanctified, an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace, by breaking the law. For we know that him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith Yahuwah. And again, Yahuwah shall judge his people. He's going to judge. How's he going to judge? Can a judge without a law? Or do you have to have a law to have a judge? It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living Elohim, but call to remembrance the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions. So they did too, partly whilst you were made a gazing stock both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst you became companions of them that were so used. Yes. For you had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that you have in heaven a better and enduring substance. Took joyfully to the spoiling of your goods. What happened before will happen again. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward, for you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of Yahuwah, you might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. Faith equals obedience. But if any man shall draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back into perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. Revelation 1:7. We're at the end right now, like a thief in the night. Yeah. Very close. It feels like it anyways. And from everything I see in the scripture, yeah, very close. Revelation 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Also, Jude 1:14, and Enoch also, the 7th from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, Yahuwah cometh with 10,000s of his saints, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches. What do we hear in Psalms? Which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. When you speak against his law, you're speaking against the Father himself. Like a thief in the night. Yep. Yep. All right. Those that pierced him. Yep. Well, in Hebrew also. In Hebrews, what did it say? Crucified him anew. I think that's what you're referencing. Yeah. So, when we sin willfully, where's it at? I lost it. Hebrews 10. Those that pierced him. trodden underfoot the Son of Yahuwah, counted the blood of the covenant where it was sanctified an unholy thing, and done despite in the spirit of grace. Where's it crucified anew? I know that's in there. Is it Colossians? Hebrews 6:6. If they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing that they crucify to themselves the Son of God afresh. They that pierced him put him to an open shame. No, I don't agree with that. There's too much in the scriptures that tell you that the 1,000-year reign has not happened yet, the millennial kingdom. Yeah, I see that going around a lot. It don't line up with scripture. The millennial reign has not happened yet. The years from creation don't line up with it, because the millennial reign happens at the 6,000th year to 7,000 years. It's the millennial Sabbath. That's all through scriptures. He's not went out to deceive the nations again. He's not been cast down. We're coming into the millennial reign. The saints will rule the kingdom for 1,000 years. Then Satan will go to deceive the nations again. All scripture has to line up with scripture. And that verse right there, and just a bunch of other stuff mixed in with it, I don't agree with it. With all due respect. That's just my view on it. So, but happy Sabbath. And I hope this was a blessing.